Welcome to another exciting edition of The Ravens Flock.
Yeah!
It is Saturday, February 11th, as we are in the middle of winter season. Well, for everyone else, it's winter. For here in Florida, it's a Saturday.
It's fake spring.
It's fake spring. But nevertheless, there's a lot of news, a lot of developments to discuss tonight, and we will be talking about it with each and every one of you. I'm your host, Jose Casabona, also host of Wrestle Rewind, founder, producer, and content manager of this amazing channel that you guys are watching, subscribe to, and you are members of, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. And joining me on my left is our host for Los Amigos Play, a man who will die on his hill that every opinion of his is right and everyone else is wrong, Mr. Angel Mendez.
Greetings, everyone. It is once again a joy to stand before you alongside my friends to talk about whatever's going on right now. I went into this half blind. I don't even know what news I have on my phone. I'll Google something.
And joining me on my right is the host of the Black Files, my attack partner for Wrestle Rewind, the man who puts the man hours behind all the videos that we produce on this channel every single week, a man who's wearing the appropriate attire for what we're going to be talking about tonight, and who's also going to die on the hill that CM Punk is the best in the world.
I mean, he said so, and he's never lied to me. So.
No, you gotta say it right. The best in the world.
Mr. Juan Arouse.
Thank you for that introduction, and Jose, and don't you ever forget the Mister.
Oh, and before we continue, just want to make a little clarification. No, I did not say that Juan is the best in the world. That's too far of a climb.
He's the best in our hearts.
You're the best in our hearts.
I am. And I'm the best of the world.
Yeah, whatever. You see what I mean? That's his hill to die on.
Don't give him royalties. He doesn't deserve those yet.
And much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/TheRavensFlock and twitch.tv/TheRavensFlock online.
Speaking Angel.
Hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments down below, and we will answer them during the duration that we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens Flock, then you could become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to many, 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 many perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Well, if we've got some inner flockers in the chat, and
Thank you so much.
That we do, go ahead and show up those lovely custom emojis. Let me say hello to some of the first few folks in the chat. I see Project Metal Music, Vixen, the very first inner flocker, Shelly Fitzgerald, Nora Otaku, Nikki Bella, thank you, member of the Mod Squad, and of course, the scintillating seamstress herself in the closet with Amy Goodhart. Hello
Amy's
there.
in the closet.
And
oh, God.
Naturally, of course, you also get access to members first and members only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and forthcoming, because I'm highlighting, copying, pasting right about now. And, of course, you also get access to us directly. You can give us your takes, you can give us your work, your opinions, your ideas, and what you contribute to our discussions will help us in shaping the future of this channel.
Yes, indeed. And you know what, folks? It took a long time. We've been covering this for a good few years.
All the way back since 2018.
Yeah. It was a very slow sinking ship, but the ship is finally going to be reaching below sea level all the way to the ground. And by sinking ship, I mean Onision. And well, you already know where I'm going with this.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, after so many years of somehow evading the consequences of his actions, the long arm of civil law has caught up with the one known as Onision.
Oh, good. You guys already know that I've been all over on this. One of the very first live streams of the Black Files that we've done was, I've dubbed them the travesties of Onision, or the Onision travesties stories. If you want to look, just go ahead and take a look on the Black Files and on the Ravens Flock. Just type in Onision. We have covered his bullcrap before. And for those of you who do not know, I am jealous of your naivete, and I must apologize, for I must destroy it now.
Truly, ignorance is bliss, but it's time for the bliss to end now.
At Onision, whose real name is, and no matter how many times he's changed it legally over the years, I'm going to continue calling him Gregory James Jackson. He's changed it to Greg Jackson, James Jackson, Gregory James Averill, James Averill. He has tried to hide his identity from the world for forever. And a lot of it is namely because of the bullcrap that he has done. He started off, apparently, innocently enough, as a YouTuber making sketch videos and trying to talk advice videos and trying to give his opinion on things because, Lord knows, the quote-unquote most honest YouTuber who has... the less I say about how bullcrap that is, the better.
In a better timeline, it would have remained that way. Who knows? In a better time, in a different place,
It might have even been true.
he would have been just a normal YouTuber like the rest of us.
But no, he decided that instead he was going to let his wealth and fame that he had amassed over the years get to his head, behave like a complete absolute cretin, and has been mired for the better part of his, well, let's face it, his entire career, with accusations of impropriety, which include but are not limited to. Sorry, I think I have to put this up. I have to put it up. I have to put up the obligatory disclaimer.
By the way, we're going to be talking about some sensitive, unpleasant, unwelcoming crap here.
So yeah, obligatory disclaimer here,
We do
folks.
not condone, nor do we exemplify, nor justify any of the terrible things that Juan is going to tell you in the next 5 minutes. Think of it as politics. It's all for show.
Well, this is much more for information and educational purposes rather than for anything more than that. Okay, so Onision is basically a disgusting piece of crap human being because he has done things including emotionally, psychologically, financially, and above all, sexually mistreating and abusing his partners that he's had over the years.
Disgusting.
He had literally taken his first wife that he was married to and dumped her with a handwritten legal note saying exactly how much he's going to dole out and letting him keep all of his property and thinking that would stand. Let's see here. There was also the woman that he dumped her for, who went by Shiloh, who was a Canadian pop singer, who he had tormented and mistreated even worse so much so to the point of Shiloh having been videotaped by Onision in hysterics, crying, losing all of her control, all because of how he was treating this girl.
It's like an
From
emotional snuff film then.
Yeah, exactly. And he made plenty of those. He then got on with several other women who he has also mistreated and has spoken ill of, and now has somehow been able to stick with a spouse who themselves is another just fabulous piece of work.
That's exactly why they
themselves.
managed to stick together. Garbage floats in the ocean in a single point.
This person originally was named Taylor Elaine, but she went by Lainey, and then she started her own channel calling herself LaneyBot, and then she decided that she was, and then she had the validity of which is questionable due to the circumstances of them dealing with and having been coerced by Onision. Has come out as a transgendered person who's also non-binary, changed their name to Kai, and now goes by the name Lucas Jackson. Again, real winners, these two. Somehow, the two of them have had children, a boy and a girl. I wish no harm on either of the two children.
They already got enough as it is.
It's called having these two pieces of crap as their parents.
If I recall, hasn't this resulted in a case of actual child abuse, endangerment, and injury occurring within
As a matter
the
of fact,
household?
it was and this is another publicly known story. Onision's daughter, who when she was little over 2 years old, had apparently fallen out of the second floor window of their house, fell straight on the driveway in front of the closed garage where Onision apparently moved into instead of living with the rest of his family, keeping the garage door closed, keeping himself locked up in his homemade studio/bedroom. The crap that he's done in there is revolting. And
Wow.
he, at first, when his daughter was trying to get his attention, asking for help because she's hurt, It took forever, and his first impulse wasn't to call 911. It wasn't to try to tend to her with first aid. It wasn't to try to see if there was anyone else in the vicinity who might be able to help. His first impulse was to grab a video camera and record his child while they were wailing in pain to cover his own ass, to keep from people thinking that he was a bad parent. Yeah.
That is fucking sick.
That's fucking sick.
I'm more disturbed about the fact that his first reaction is this, on the implication that he's trying to prove himself innocent of something that we haven't seen yet. The implications of it disgust me beyond belief.
Indeed, and as I mentioned before, this guy has also had several situations with different relationships. Some of which were involving his partner Lucas. Some of them were not, much to their exclusion. Yes, he would cheat on his spouse, and yes, in order to try to get away with cheating on his spouse, he agreed to coerce his spouse. He got his spouse to coerce them into opening into a polyamorous relationship. And for the record, as a person who practices polyamory with my wife, that guy is garbage. He does not represent anyone who's polyamorous, and I do not stand for how he behaves, especially considering that the majority of this guy's fan base has been, for years, underage teenage girls.
Oh, yeah, that's the better one.
Preference.
The dude keeps pursuing partners that are well below his age range in this particular case, and he keeps doing the exact same thing he did before. And hey, I'm no one to cast out upon a person with multiple failed relationships, but I'm just saying, at one point, you gotta realize it's all coming from you. So, we have a person here, I hesitate to call him a man, who has been both involved in several cases of both physical and psychological and possibly sexual abuse, who teamed up with somebody who seems to be equally as messed up as he is, to an extent a certain point. They had a child that has suffered, two children, and one of them already suffered the consequences of their neglect. And the fact that this person is not in jail right now and those kids haven't been taken away is a miracle.
Now, here's what's up. Literally only about 2 years ago,
slurs.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Slurs. This is slurs worthy.
The things I want to say would get this channel demonetized twice.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Go on, Juan.
The fact that we're talking about this guy, Gregory Jackson Onision, the fact that I'm talking about him already, that's probably already going to get us demonetized. But this is worth talking about. In 2020, if I'm not mistaken, the Discovery Channel, as part of the release of their streaming service, Discovery Plus, had actually put together a documentary series discussing Onision's transgressions, including his accusations from his own father about how he would treat his father when he was a snot-nosed teenage punk-ass brat.
Imagine how bad it is that your own family like, guys, you gotta understand, not every family is perfect, but the majority of families in the world run by the idea of we stick by our own. Imagine how bad you have to be that even your own parents just give up on you.
Oh, only his father has given up on him. Namely because his father, he had a relationship outside of their marriage, and this apparently was so egregious to little Gregory that he tried to beat up his father while he was riding in the backseat of their car. He tried to pick a fight with his father on it, and he got locked in juvie for a few days. That was so hard and so treacherous to him, even though he instigated the freaking fight like a childish little
wow,
crackhead.
Thank you. That's way worse than I could have possibly imagined.
So yeah, total moral high ground. He loves making fun of people. He loves looking down on everyone who eats meat.
But Wancho, you actually had a chance to talk with him face to face at one point in 2021, didn't you?
Oh yes, I did. Yes, I did. For those of you who weren't here with us back then, actually, it was also in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was in 2020. Was it? It was one of those.
It was 2021. I remember it being 2021.
All right.
Go on.
Basically, I managed to get onto one of Onision's little open mic live streams, and I dunked on his ass on his own turf.
And then he ran with his tail between his legs.
He ran away.
He kept trying to interrupt Juan, saying the same thing, saying, "What are you talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean?"
Like, you don't have any proof. You don't have any proof. Name the examples.
By the
I really
way,
have to name the examples. We've had the examples named out over here. Everyone knows about your crap, Greg.
Now, please be aware that for the sake of,
It was a fun time.
for the sake of journalistic integrity, we must let you know that what we're saying here is not opinion. The things that are mentioning, the events, the crimes committed by the one known as Gregory are well known as not only public knowledge, but also public record. He lives in Florida, right?
No.
Not
If he
anymore?
lived in Florida, I'd be behind bars.
No, if he
I'll let
lived
you
in
make
Florida,
that inference.
He'd be dead. But all this information is well recorded,
He lives-
easily available, and 100% truthful. This dude is a walking crime scene waiting to happen.
He lives in the West Coast, doesn't he?
He lives up in Washington, in the Seattle, Gig Harbor County, Washington State area.
I still don't understand how child support hasn't already,
Oh, there have been
Swiped
multiple.
in.
There have been multiple times where child support, child services was called on him.
Yeah, because at this point you think
The
he has
guy
become
has
a trend.
security cameras and he keeps a shotgun by the door. You don't believe me? Ask Chris Hansen. Yeah, he tried to pick a fight with the To Catch a Predator journalist Chris Hansen,
Christ.
and he even when Chris Hansen had actually come to Onision's home and simply knocked on his door, asked, "Hey, we'd like to actually speak with you if that's all right." He called the police on Chris Hansen. The 911 call is the stuff of legend. I suggest that
Can
you look it up.
imagine the face of the police officer called in for that going, seriously?
Before we get to that, I just want to address Noro Taco's comment. Yes, Florida would cook him. Have you seen our summers? All you have to do is just put him out.
Our
strap him
summer's
out.
already happening right
All
now.
you have to
It's
do is
called
just
hot and wet.
strap him down outside into the ground and let the sun do the work.
Fun fact, in Florida, every single crime record is both published legally and publicly available to everybody. So if you do something bad with a capital B, the entire state will know.
That's why
and
he
the
doesn't like
sheriff
Florida.
by the name of Chad Cronister will come after your ass.
We literally have a Chad as a sheriff in Hillsborough County.
Oh yeah, by the way, I
Yes.
looked at the report. The man is doing a good job. Like the crime has actually gone down in the area he works in.
Hey, guys.
Oh, well, good for him.
Because we literally have the Chad sheriff.
Now,
All right, let's go ahead and
now
continue with the
we've
story.
given as much of a recap on this guy as possible, but we're going ahead with the actual headline over here.
Time.
Actions do have consequences.
Fucking finally.
Now that Discovery Channel documentary had multiple women who had come forward discussing the transgressions that Onision had committed against them, and they gave in full explicit detail all the horrible things that he's done to them. One of which was a person who was groomed by Onision and
How old was
Lucas.
she again?
This was in the 15 to 17 range. That's his favorite sweet spot. That's when they're at his most, in his words, when they're the most fertile, when they're the most useful.
Now,
Yeah.
if every single alarm in your head just went off with the
His
fury
words,
of a
not
fire
ours.
department, please take into account that this man has been in multiple
Now, there's
relationships.
Now,
Wait, hang on. Multiple relationships that we know of now.
let's not also forget that his spouse, Lucas, he married them without their parents' permission while they were underage also.
Just in case there was a little more like horrible nightmares to tide you over. Extra layer of Jesus Christ that is terrible.
In case
Now-
you guys haven't figured out that he's a piece of shit
Listen,
yet.
I do not condone vigilante justice. However,
However,
I'm just going to leave it there. Jesus Christ.
earlier this week, on February 8th, that was Wednesdays, right?
That was on Wednesday.
That was on Wednesday.
That emoji is going to get a lot of views in this report, isn't it?
It was reported, and there was a press release that was put out by, if I'm not mistaken, what is the name of the law firm? Ah, yes, the Haba Law Firm. There was a press release that was put out, and the press release states, survivor of online sexual exploitation files groundbreaking lawsuit against YouTube and ex-YouTubers Onision and Kai.
Christ, it took so long to get to this point. Why did it took so long to get to
You're
this
about
point?
to see here. You're about to see here, Angel. Let's see here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and share the
Please do.
the link for our fine viewership here.
May read along as well, so you can get all the juicy little details.
Not just read along. We invite you all to take a look at this. And yes, this was filed here in our homegrown state of Florida.
Let it never be said that we give nothing but oranges and gators. We got an actual.
Let me go
working
ahead
law
and read the
firm.
first part here. So, as reported on February 8th, 2023 in Orlando, Florida, The Marsh Law Firm and the Habalon Firm have jointly filed a federal lawsuit against YouTube, James Jackson, Onision, and Lucas Jackson, Kai, on behalf of Regina Alonso. Onision and his spouse openly groomed and exploited Regina when she was a child.
Google and YouTube enabled predators Onision and Lainey/Kai to openly target and groom Regina with all their fans watching. Filed today in the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida, this case of Regina Alonso versus Google LLC et al. Marks Regina's first step in her pursuit of civil justice. YouTube partners, such as Onision, acted with impunity, and even worse, YouTube contributed to and profited from the enticement, grooming, and exploitation of children while promoting known predator and YouTube partner Onision, says Lisa Haba, a partner of the Haba law firm. The quote here from Margaret Mabel, another partner of the Marsh law firm. Onision and Kai illustrate how unmonitored online predators get away with sex trafficking ventures. As a society, we cannot stand by and ignore the predators targeting our children from a few clicks away.
Now, despite numerous complaints about Onision, YouTube did nothing and continued to promote his deeply harmful online and offline behavior.
YouTube could have prevented all of this harm, but it inexplicably racked up a revenue, and, well, of course it did, and provided a sanctuary for Onision to lure, identify, and recruit vulnerable children for grooming and ultimately exploitation, said Haba.
We hope that Regina receives the justice she deserves and that this lawsuit will pave the way for other survivors to begin the healing process too, Mabel said. This is yet another example of the tech giants facilitating and activating the sexual abuse of minors. This has to stop, said Jennifer Freeman, senior counsel to the Marsh Law Firm. And if y'all can't believe it, if you think that this is some BS... we've got some new skis for you skis, folks skis.
Here's the entire document in its full, untested legality, so you can tell that we are not bullcrapping around.
Indeed.
And yes, please take into account that YouTube, the very same YouTube that will demonetize me if I make the slightest mistake, the very same YouTube that is suppressing my ability to express myself properly, will allow a known groomer and sexual predator like this man to operate uncontested. Now, there is something to be said about the fact that, hey man, you gotta watch what your children are doing on the internet. But also, YouTube is big enough that they can detect the moment I say a single swear. You think that they will be smart enough to stop behavior like this from being used for years, and it's because of money, isn't it?
Also,
It's
it's
for
because
money.
of money, and of course, you know, with a business with like YouTube, of course you want to make money. But in this case, I don't think that matters. And if you're keeping someone like Onision on YouTube to let him do his own content, you're setting a bad precedent for all the other content creators on YouTube.
The part that worries me is, like, we have seen many cases of YouTube jumping at the bit that the second they detect somebody engaging in sexual exploitation or harassment, they usually jump into this crap almost immediately. How did this jackass get away with so much for so darn long?
It's
Guys,
simple.
This is going to be going on for almost a decade by now.
It's simple. Revenue. That's all it is. YouTube wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, but to his audience and to his victims, but what he was doing for their bottom line.
Line
At
go
one
up,
point,
line go
Onision's channels, multiple by the way, the motherfucker has got, yeah, there I go with the F-bomb. Hi, Susie. Hi, Auntie Susie. Come take a look at this. Come take a look and see what mess you're into. Yes, I'm about to drop my pipe bomb, which is why I'm CM punking on the shirt here. That's why I'm losing my freaking glasses. I don't care what anyone's saying right now. Zane. You can glare at me all you want later. Here's what's up. Yeah, this is real freaking funny, Angel. We're going to get demonetized. We're going to get a freaking community strike because we dare to tell Auntie Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube. I am calling your ass out on this too. At the end of the Discovery Channel documentary series, it was announced by YouTube that Onision would be removed from the partnership program. He would no longer be allowed to monetize his videos.
Okay,
Great, right?
that's a start.
Fantastic. He wouldn't make any money.
Right.
Except for the fact that he would still generate ad revenue.
Yeah, because YouTube is a corrupted dump hole where they can prohibit you for putting your own ads, but they have no problem putting their ads in there.
It's also important to note that in 2021, and we've covered this, Onision did lose his Twitch affiliation.
Yeah, at least somebody did something right.
Good.
But that's not enough.
It wasn't nearly goddamn enough. I covered last year how Onision managed to come back on YouTube under YouTube Kids. He was making a kids channel specifically for YouTube Kids, a stupid, mediocre channel that was devoid of talent, creativity, effort, and yet somehow this guy was able to get a YouTube Kids channel. This man is a freaking pedophile. This man, I not even want to fucking call him a man. Onision has been, and always will be, as far as I'm concerned, a pedophile. He has gone and towards underage teenage girls on his private forums, which apparently, according to his ass, if it's not regulated by some other corporation, he can play whatever the fuck rules he wants, except for the fact that, oh, wait, I don't know, maybe there's federal laws where you're not allowed to tell children who are under the age of 18 to, go ahead and show me pictures of yourself in your underwear and brand yourself with my name all over your body so that I can make videos of you to judge whether or not you're pretty or not. Those videos were real. Those videos were made. I'm not the only one who's been talking about this. Jacqueline Glenn, Repsion, Repsilla. There have been so many goddamn YouTubers who over the years have been sounding the whistle over the disgusting YouTube pedophile Onision, and they hadn't done a damn thing. I know that you don't believe in deplatforming, Angel. I know you don't believe in deplatforming, Jose. I know you guys believe that everyone deserves a chance to have a platform and allow the public to decide.
No.
However, in this instance, there's gotta be a fucking line where somebody needs to be goddamn deplatformed.
Wancho,
Oh,
you
no.
misunderstood us. Like, I want to correct you. I don't think you heard me earlier. I did say that, like, it doesn't matter when it comes to guys like Onision. Like, guys like Onision should not have any platform and should not be allowed to make any money.
Forget platforming. They should not be within 50 feet of any school. And yes,
he's already not in 50 feet of every
and
school.
that should tell you everything. See, here's
Why
the
do
thing,
you think
though.
he's changed his name over the years? It's so that they could try.
How many times now?
Let's see, at least 4 or 5. It's so that when he's got to now inevitably take his children, poor things, those poor little babies, he's got to take them to public school because he thought that he was going to be raking in the gravy chain for years.
Of course he would.
And he wound up burning his money. He tried to defraud the IRS, and he owed a crap ton of taxes. He had destroyed federally protected wetlands that were in his backyard that were in a specific yardage from where he was living, to the point where he had to move away from there.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, in order for him to take his children to public school, he had to have his name changed over the years.
Of course they did. The fact that this creature, as I hesitate to even call him human at this point, is allowed to get away with these crimes time and time again is nothing short of an absolute failure. Not just of YouTube, but the justice system in general. Because in any working civilized society, a man like that should have been behind bars after insult and problem number 1. You know what? No, it is a good thing he got that platform one time so we could see what he was capable of. The fact that he was allowed to keep it after he broke its rules time and time again. After he violated the law and pursued children time and time again is the fact that makes me think, what dirt do you have on people that keep you here? Because it blinds me, it baffles me, it befuddles the mind that he was allowed to get away with this for so long. This is just the victims that we know of.
Yeah.
He has been doing this for years. There could be countless people out there that have been affected negatively by this beast in humans' clothing and will never be able to say anything because their voices may have been drowned out by him or his fans or sheer consequence. We have no idea of the sheer breadth and scope of the crimes this piece of crap has committed. And I'm happy that for once justice is being done. I am sad that it took this long to get to this point, as much as it disgusts me to admit it, a crime needs a victim. The fact that we are in this point is because he was allowed to get away with this, and now a victim is finally allowed to stand up for herself and fight back. But she shouldn't have to in the first place. This should have never happened. In a better world, this thing would be rotting in a deep, dark hole for the rest of his life. But sadly, here we are. We had to wait, and justice moves ever so slowly.
Now,
but we finally got to this point.
Now, we invite you guys, I'm sorry for cutting you off, I know you were going to say something else over here. We invite you fine folks to please go to the Haba Law website. I'm going to go ahead and put it up one more time.
Yeah, go ahead and share
I'm
it,
going to
please.
share the website one more time. The document here is 48 pages. It's a bit of a slog to read through, but of course, if we want us to continue covering this to see, we'll be more than happy to. I will take the link over here. I'll share it one more time.
Go right ahead. But that being said,
I wasn't finished. Don't. I'm sorry, Jose. I know you like. I know it's your show. I know you're the man at the table. You're that at the table. I've got to get this shit out of my head. We're asking you folks, please share this. Spread the word. Let everyone know justice is finally coming. And it's coming for this disgusting YouTube pedophile. I will not call him anything else other than a YouTube pedophile because he is a pedophile for targeting underage teenage girls. He could talk about, the legal age for consent is this and that, but everyone knows what kind of a disgusting creep does that in order to get with girls who are literally half his age.
Being legal doesn't make it right.
Oh, well, that just
Exactly.
means that you guys were horrible people. No, what it means here is that this guy's a fucking monster. And we're calling him a YouTube pedophile because deplatforming this motherfucker should be the least that YouTube should have already done. Demonetizing him? Fantastic. I danced like a freaking giddy little idiot when that happened. It wasn't enough. It will not be enough because it should have happened 5 years ago when, not even 7 years ago, when all this stuff started coming out about Onision from his exes.
Yep.
And they had evidence. They had testimony. And all he would say is they're all liars. They're all horrible people.
fact that these
This girl, she used to be a druggie and she cheated on me with these black guys. She tried to give me the clap. This girl, she's just money grubbing and she wants to keep me enslaved by having to pay alimony.
This
guy equates alimony to slavery like
By the way,
fucking idiot.
Even if all of those accusations he threw prove to be right, even if every single woman he's been in his life somehow turned out to be a horrible person, that does not in any way, shape, or form diminish the horribleness of what he is already. So ultimately, all he's telling us is that best case scenario, you're a piece of crap that gets together with other pieces of crap. Worst case scenario, you're a piece of crap that has hurt and corrupted innocent people into being just as bad as you are. And that, into effect, is a crime that is just as bad as the things that you've done. The fact that he can show his face on plain daylight and not get beaten to death by an angry mob already is too much.
I'm
It
pinning
is.
that comment. I want everyone to share it.
Yeah, everyone click on the link, share it with everyone that you know.
Download the copy of the suit. You guys need to see the suit itself.
We were just talking about Men in Black.
Oh yeah, we
before
were talking
the
about
episode started.
We were talking about Men in Black before we got started.
Let's not say that, okay? The giant roach of Men in Black was following its instinct, which is to destroy and reproduce.
And it was portrayed when it was in human form by the excellent character actor Vincent D'Onofrio, Wilson Fisk.
Yes.
He was also in Full Metal
When
Jacket.
you think about
guys.
it, the giant roach is doing what it's doing to survive. It is nature running its course. Onision is an individual. He has the power to choose. He has free will. And he could have, at any time, chosen not to do any of the things he
Folks,
did.
notice this. This is a jury trial demanded. Regina and these two law firms, they want this to be in court. They want this to be in federal court before a jury of Greg's peers. Or rather, I would say in this filthy guy's freaking case, his superiors. There's no one who could be equal to this guy.
It's kind of hard to compare him to the dirt beneath my... It's like that shark from Shark Tale. Listen, there's the fish, there's the sharks, there's the fish like me, there's the washers, there's the bottom, there's the plankton, there's the detritus, there's the whale poop, and under that, there's you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's him.
That being said, I hope that Auntie Susan is watching because I would like to.
Hi, Auntie.
I have a message
Go
for
ahead
her
and take away our
myself.
babas.
No.
Go
I
ahead.
have a message. Juan, I have a message
Yes.
for her, if you don't mind, please.
Go ahead. Drop your pipe bomb, Zay. It's your turn.
No, my pipe bomb is simple and in very, very few words. Get up and do your job. Get up and do your job. Look at what the hell is going on YouTube and do something about it.
Preferably sooner rather than later. Preferably something permanent with this guy. Preferably something that will ensure that no one will have to suffer the likes of him or his spouse ever again.
Yeah, no.
Again, that felt fucking good.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I was close to saying something else. I didn't know if that would be correct. I was close. Could I say it?
Go ahead. I ain't gonna stop.
Yeah,
you.
Onision is still here because you're not doing your job.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Who the hell is in charge of modding and like managing YouTube kids?
Bots.
Bots.
And
Yeah, that explains
people
it.
who don't care.
Because that thing is just, I chanced it upon it twice. It is a cavalcade of the worst content I ever seen in my life. Not even children deserve to see that crap.
You saw his garbage. I had to show you his garbage.
Yeah, we all saw his garbage.
Now, thankfully,
Sifting to refuse.
thank God, there are good things in this world, and we want to try to get back to the good stuff, folks. I know that you got that Andy and Steph and Lewis. They've been covering hard crimes. They've been covering celebrity drama. They've been covering not celebrity drama, celebrity news. They've been covering this stuff. That's part of how they work, right? That's
Yeah.
part of this. And you come to us, to the Ravens flock, because we're here to make your voice our mission. We're here to help spread the word of what you're looking for. You're here to ask. You're here because with us, what fun is allowed, and like you'd like to say, fun is encouraged. Fun is supposed to be had in nerd culture, in the world of the internet, in our fandoms, and the things that we know and love. Thankfully, there is some fun that we can have, and it's not just fun, but it also hit right in the feels.
Yes.
Gentlemen,
You could call this a tribute to one of the greatest bands.
it's not a tribute. It's not a tribute. This isn't a tribute. This is the best song in the world. It is not a tribute.
Okay.
Sorry, not this time. Folks, for those of you who are old enough, let's take you back to the year 2003. In the world of music, one breakout band had been breaking the habits. They've been making us stop from feeling so numb. They would show how sharp and painful people's emotions could be, like a paper cut.
Yes.
And they brought us one step closer to the edge. And we were about to break. Linkin Park, after hot on the heels of their debut studio album, Hybrid Theory, they released in 2003 their sophomore album. The Hybrid Theory from these 6 legendary artists, not artists, musical scientists. They proved their hybrid theory of fusing screamo, punk, hard rock, and beautiful, melodic, and innovative hip-hop, sick electronic beats, all of it blended together, and it was brought in, and it struck the earth like a meteora. 2003 was the year they released their sophomore album, Meteora. Much to the delight of all of them, right? What are we feeling tonight? We were pissed off here, Hassan. Hi there. We're trying to get better now.
So I poof back into a 2000s teenager. That's right, Rosa. It is time to poof back to the 2000s because Linkin Park has this beautiful paradoxical power that if I mention the name, everybody rolls their eyes. But if I say a single line, everybody remembers the whole song.
What you want me to be.
Yeah.
One thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter, etc. Like,
Yeah,
they have managed to master the power of the earworm. Every single song song that has been a hit, has stuck in the heads of everybody, whether you love them or hate them. When I say Linkin Park, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's impossible to get it out of your head.
Oh yeah, no. Songs like "Numb," "Dirt." I'm trying to think of other songs.
One Step Closer,
One
Paper
Step Closer,
Cut.
Paper
The
Cut.
entire
Oh, I'm talking
soundtrack
about
to the
songs from
Michael Bay
Meteora
Transformers
album.
movies.
Yes, "Breaking the Habit," which in my opinion is
Beautiful.
one of my favorite songs of all time from them.
And since then, Linkin Park has celebrated many acclaims, many awards, many achievements. Sadly, in 2017, their lead singer, Chester Bennington, departed from this world. He punched his own ticket.
Alas, the fight with the drugs took too much of a toll with him, and he was unable to keep going.
He had moved. He had moved on to that concert stage in the sky, and for the longest time, the fans of Linkin Park have not had much to go on. Just to memorialize Chester, remember to say that to tell those we love that we love them every day and every chance we get, because we'll never get that chance again, and to make every single day worthwhile. This week, back here in 2023. Sorry, time travel's back. Yeah, we're back at the bad times now, Angel.
Snap back into it again. Back to reality.
Whoop, there goes Crabbity. I just threw a
Shit.
crab. And this week, it's celebrating the release of the 20th anniversary edition of Meteora, where they basically remastered, heightened the resolution, heightened the sound quality of the original Meteora album. They also gave us this beautiful gem. I'm not going to play the song, but stop it.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, we're not going to play the song because
can't.
we're already good.
Doesn't matter. Oh, wait, copyright infringement.
Yes, it
Shit.
does. Yes, it does.
This time
Copyright.
it would matter.
This time it would matter.
Damn it.
This is a music video and the release of their new song, previously unreleased, called Lost.
But what you told me, they had already made this song all the way back in 2003. But the album was so big, they had to cut out at least one song. And they're like, you know what? This sounds a little too much like this one over here. So let's just shelve that for the time being.
That was basically all it boiled down to in a recent interview with Mike Shinoda from the band. And folks were just like, guys, okay, no, for real. The comment section on just under this music video, take a look at the stats over here. This was released a day ago.
One day, and it already gained 6.1 million views.
Trending
Very
number
impressive.
2 on music. Why it's not number 1 is beyond me. The music video itself was directed by Masage Kusiara and People Pleaser. And it was made by the Shibuya
Shibuya.
company. Ha.
Huh.
Shibuya, nice.
Know what I was expecting. Well, yeah, an interesting case is that it used a very striking visual representation with a combination of 3D models, framing, and AI art to create a very... I can't describe the
don't
style
play
as...
the-
Oh, no.
It feels like a painting that keeps peeling itself apart to reveal another painting. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, no, it does. It absolutely
Also, I'm
does
sorry,
make
seeing
sense.
the guy turn into anime in real time
Hold
is
on.
fucking sending
I'm,
me.
I'm not, like, see, like this is like, these, like, it looks like those anime filters that you get on Snapchat or TikTok or whatever.
Kind of a bit like that opening from Batman
Welcome
Beyond.
to Shibuya.
with-
Yes.
With all the greedy stuff.
Yo,
That looks pretty cool.
That Of
Okay.
course, they have to drop the mech in there.
of course. I mean, come on, man.
That's pretty dope.
That being said, Juan's going to share the YouTube video in the comment section.
Good idea.
We want you to check it out. It's actually really
It's
awesome.
so goddamn beautiful, guys.
sounds pretty good itself.
We want people to enjoy this and to celebrate how, like, just how beautiful Linkin Park has always been. And this is just like one last little gift from Chester and from the band, of course, from the rest of Linkin Park in the band, and just as like right here, man, right in the fields, man.
Would you call it an elegy?
I would say an epilogue, almost. Actually, not even, because I don't think the band has officially declared whether or not they're breaking up or whether
No, I mean, it
finished.
was an elegy for
A
Chester.
eulogy for him.
A eulogy for
maybe.
Chester, yeah.
Yo,
The first comment is in Spanish. I'm fucking dying.
actually, the first comment's in English from Ash Ketchum. Yo, take a look. A person only dies when he doesn't leave his legacy. Chester will always be alive in our memories.
The fact that Ash said that, would actually say that in the real show, is killing me.
Right. Now, Angel, can you translate that comment
Vamos
for
pasar-
us?
Oh, wait, no, that is not Spanish. That is Brazilian. Never mind.
Oh, never mind then.
But I can get the gist of it based on my knowledge in
Oh, it's
Spanish.
Portuguese.
Let's make
see.
this the most viewed song on YouTube. Chester deserves it.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Man,
Thank you so
yeah.
much, guys, for sharing this song with us. It must be hard for you. It's so beautiful that we can continue to hear Chester's voice on quote-unquote new songs. Thank you.
Yeah, and one of the good things about AI art, for all the problems that it causes, is that for better or worse, AI voice modification can actually allow some bizarre recreations of people who aren't even around anymore.
Check it. Almost 6 million views in 24 hours. Thanks to those
That
of you
is
who
incredible.
still knows that good music exists. For Linkin Park forever, Chester Bennington forever.
Everybody complains
Heck yeah.
about Linkin Park. Nobody complains when I turn on the song, let me tell you.
No, you're right.
Right. So,
That is the song that
Yo.
fucks!
so folks, while you're watching right now, why don't you let us know in the chat right now? What is your favorite song or songs from Linkin Park?
And if you've never heard Linkin Park, what kind of music do you guys like?
Angel, I know you got a list of favorites.
He did. He said it already.
Ironically, because of Dragon Ball GT.
How?
They were making A and B videos and I was watching them.
Oh, yeah.
All
But
right.
you're gonna
Actually,
love
let me,
this. The
get-
first time I ever saw Linkin Park had nothing to do with music.
Really?
It was in a child's magazine in Cuba. This magazine is from Paraguay or some shit. It's called Explorer. You know, it has like a combination of little children's puzzles, games, nature documentaries, and some comic book here and there. And somebody, I don't know how they got away with this. Oh, right. Copyright law doesn't exist in South America. They made a comic book of the bands of Linkin Park as cybernetic super cyber heroes.
Oh, are you serious?
And that's where the ironic line, the line that I keep saying that you hear me say is like, where do you get your license from? A candy machine? That is where that came from.
Oh my
you know what that
goodness.
actually reminds me
They
of?
had a drill dozer.
You know what that reminds me of? I think that kind of reminds me of one of the only music videos made for their In-Between album, In Between Hybrid Theory and Meteora. It's considered like their remix album. It's called Reanimation. It's basically re-envisionings, remix versions of everything in Hybrid
Is that the
Theory.
one that has like rap in the middle? Because that was really,
Yeah, that's the one.
The album cover
Yeah.
had a Gundam.
Yeah! It's freaking beautiful.
How did they get a Gundam into?
Hold on. It was from the music video Points of Authority. It was a CG music video, and
Yeah.
they were jars and heads.
That's
That's
the one,
for the
yeah.
reanimation one, yeah.
I like
the
the-
game
the-
before somebody else takes
Yeah,
you
yeah,
out
yeah.
of the frame.
That is pretty
That's
cool.
the name to shame. Cover up your face. You can't run the race. The pace is too fast.
you just won't last. It's
pretty awesome. All right. So, yeah.
God,
You know
the
what?
amount of
I'm
Dragon
glad-
Ball Z music videos, dude.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
look at
That
you.
being said, let's go ahead and move on to other pieces
Uh,
of news, Juancho. And
but,
I appreciate that you got us back. The same guy that got us into an angry mood got us back into a happy mood. Good
well,
job.
I'm trying to. It's my obligation to you guys.
It's true, the way I feel was promised by your face. The sound of your voice catching on my memories. Even if you are not with me, I'm with you.
I see.
Every time I close my eyes with you.
I see.
All right. I'd like to sing along, but we have an article in front of us.
Right. Sorry.
Well, we're reading the article over here. This is from NME.com. This is the Hollywood article
Super
of
deluxe.
like the super deluxe freaking design
I love
article.
I love the
of-
fact that ever since they became popular again, vinyl records have been so big that they reopened their printing press. There hasn't been one in 20 years.
I actually got rickrolled by somebody who, on the Talk Switch Tick, somebody 3D printed as best as they could a vinyl. They played it up on a vinyl player. It was only a little bit distorted, but you could make it out.
Do you think I could
my
download
God.
an AI program to take our dialogue and turn it into a horrible song?
That's
probably.
horrible. Yeah, like check it out. The Meteora 20th Anniversary Edition, 4 CDs, 3 DVDs, and 5 vinyl records. Holy crap.
That's amazing.
Guys, yo, for real, if you're a fan of Linkin Park or if you want to see what all the hype is about, and yes, they even shared here the music video of Lost, check it out. Available wherever you buy your music. Please buy the music for Linkin Park. This is worth it. We just said yo-ho when we were talking about Hogwarts Legacy, but only because
But these guys are worth giving your money to. And if you do pirate this, then I hope you feel very bad about yourself.
Fiddly-dee.
Exactly.
No, die. Listen, for once, I'm usually on the side of the skull and crossbones, but I swear to God, for this one, I will back up the entire Indian East Trade Company.
The East India Trading Company.
Exactly.
Yo,
It's all just
one
good
more
business.
comment that I want to look up in the actual video over here.
Okay,
It's in
one more and then
Russian.
we move on.
In Russian. So Zbucha, bitches. There we go. I sit and roar. How I miss you. Song. I'm trying to keep this pain inside, but I'll never be okay. This moment is just breaking, as if yesterday all this horror happened. Sleep well and be sure you will not be forgotten. You are unforgettable. Yo,
That is pretty good.
Even beyond the barrier of translation errors, you can feel the emotions.
it's like everybody who's been a fan of Linkin Park or just thinks this video is
There's
awesome.
one in French. What the hell?
Where? Je vous en prie.
Right there in the front.
Oh, do we want to take a look at the French one?
Piele come si
Well, Angel, let's look at that and then we move on, all right, man?
Fine.
I know.
It's not French,
Portuguese.
it's Portuguese. It's still. I shivered and started to cry. I hope he's seeing this from heaven. Everything he's built. I'm very grateful to all of you. When I listen to your music, I feel comfortable and feel great. Thank you sincerely.
Music
Yo.
not only suits
That
the
is pretty
savage
good.
beast, it is that which brings us together.
Yo, I know that I'm sorry for getting pissy earlier, Jose, and I know I'm trying to.
No. Stop right there. You don't apologize for a damn thing. All right?
Okay, all right. I won't apologize then. Okay,
That being
fine.
said, yes, music is one of the many things that keeps us, that binds us together as a people. You know, it's another thing that binds us together.
Violence!
Simulated violence.
I was going to say
Oh, okay,
video games,
fine.
but yes, violence does bring us together in a way, in
Yeah,
a twisted
yeah.
way.
Fair enough. Now, it is time to be sad. This entire episode is going to be a roller coaster because we have bad news followed by good news. Now it's time for bad news again. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about video games. Let's talk about EA specifically. EA Sports is right up your ass.
It's up your ass.
as you guys know, recently they've been making quite a bit of bank with the third-person team-based shooter Apex Legends. It's free to play, unless you want some of the fancy cosmetics. You know what I'm saying?
So this one is actually, it's just cosmetics. They're not charging you for like,
Nah.
microtransaction up the wazoo.
No, the whole game is playable from beginning to end. You can just
good.
play the game. No big deal. Now, the reason why people love this game so much is because it's the closest thing they had to one of the greatest first-person shooters we ever had. Titanfall. See, Titanfalls 1 and 2 came and went, leaving behind a very dedicated online community about a first-person, incredibly fast-paced game with wall running, jet jumping, and more importantly, mechs. The iconic Titans, which you could bring down to wreak havoc upon the battlefield and also have them stolen from you. A skilled enough player could literally attack on Titans, swing his way through the battlefield, Titans, and steal them from the other players.
Grim reminders intensify.
Everywhere. The game itself also had a very good story mode, especially the second one, where the story mode was this Iron Giant-esque tale between a pilot and his robot that ended in a beautiful sacrifice. I'm not going to spoil it. It was just a great game. But it also had some of the best antagonists in the world. The head assassin was this badass mercenary who, after you fight and defeat him, the guy who hired him goes, "You gotta kill him! You gotta destroy him!" And he goes, "You know what? No, I didn't get hired to put up with all this crap." He approaches your cockpit and goes, "You know what? You did good." Pulls out his business card. "Call me when you need me." It was so sick!
Like a boss.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic game, beautiful story, amazing gameplay. I cannot exaggerate how good the gameplay of Titanfall was. So everybody wanted to have a third Titanfall, only to have our hopes and dreams dashed a few years ago when they said, "We had a third game in planning, but we had to cancel it because Apex Legends was making too much money."
Huh?
Everybody was in pain. And now it's time to bring that pain fresh when they revealed that they did it again. EA reportedly
It is
cancels
happening.
another game
Again.
based on Titanfall.
Oh,
It keeps
man.
happening.
It
Come on.
keeps happening. Now,
They're playing
it's
us
time
like
to
damn
bring-
fiddles.
like fiddles indeed. Let's begin with the one that says, that one. The EA reportedly cancels that one. It was claimed to be set in the shared Apex Titanfall universe. There was
Wait, they had a cinematic universe thing going on?
yes, there was a comic book. There was a comic book page.
Oh, Khaleesi
showing-
loved Linkin Park and Nikki Bella loved in the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Go on, Angel.
there was a comic book based on the events of Apex Legends where the main characters accidentally break through the field of the dome they're fighting to see a pilot maintaining his Titan going, "Hey, keep your stupid games to yourselves." The implication being that the events of Apex Legends are taking place in a big simulation. It's an entertainment sport. It's a spectator thing, which explains it. Because many of the characters treat the whole event like a game, even though they are dying and coming back constantly. And it has been established in Titanfall that they can make vast virtual reality scenarios to train their in VR to train their soldiers. So the idea is that yes, the events of Titanfall are happening, and these events of Apex Legends is basically sports. It's a big entertainment event.
It's their battle ball.
It's literally esports, but for real, for real.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
That was the only hint that we ever got. That
So
little
anyway,
comment
EA's
page.
pulling the plug.
Anyway, EA decided that it's time to screw us over once more. A report by Bloomberg cited 3 sources claiming that yet another single player by Respawn Entertainment is no longer in development.
Codenamed Titanfall.
Legends. The game, which hadn't even been publicly announced, was reported set in the shared Apex Titan universe. Bloomberg's report added that resources claimed the game was being directed by Mohammad Alavi until his departure from the studio last year. Alavi teased on Twitter that what may have been well-being the game in question in July 2021. We're developing a brand new single-player adventure from Respawn Entertainment, he said. We're a small but ambitious team with a history of dreaming big and making splashes.
Come work with us. And here on his actual tweet from 2021 is him. No, I wasn't trying to. Whatever.
Trying to hire
You got the
designers. The
Yeah.
page's director in LinkedIn page, as noted by PC Gamer, also indicates the same thing, saying that he was a creative director on a brand new single-player adventure from Respawn Entertainment prior to the departure. Alavi spent 10 years working at Respawn as a narrative design leader and design director of Apex Legends, and nearly 7 years as a senior designer in Titanfall. Despite the claims made in Bloomberg's report, Alavi never revealed the nature of the project he was working on, and Respawn itself never confirmed anything. However, job listings at Respawn from 2022 name-checked the Apex Universe FPS incubation project, describing it as a brand new Respawn single-player adventure. Apex Legends, the free-to-play hero shooter, was released in 2019 and was built in the setting of Titanfall in 2014. As such, many fans understandably hoped that Respawn was trying to hide that new sweet game in development, but the mention of Apex Legends in the job posting suggested a cross-world link. However, there were about claims that 50 or so people were working on the game and that it was shut down and that EA would attempt to move some of them to other positions at the company. Those who cannot be placed elsewhere will see their positions made redundant.
AKA
Oh, man.
fired.
Yep,
In related
fired.
news, Respawn, which is owned by EA, recently announced that the mobile version of Apex Legends that launched last year will no longer exist after May 1st.
Oh, man.
Explaining this decision, Respawn cited factors beyond our control
Bullshit!
that have prevented us from maintaining the high-quality experience and content the players deserve.
The game will be shuttered 90 days from yesterday's announcement, which was at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern on May 1st, midnight.
On May
and
2nd.
on May 2nd in the UK.
EA has also confirmed the cancellation of the Battlefield Mobile and has delayed Star Wars Jedi Survivor by 6 weeks in order to hit the developer's Respawn
man.
quality bar.
So, yeah, no, the
At
other-
least
the
they're
other-
only delaying Jedi Survivor by 6 weeks. I'm going to
Yeah.
kill things if they had to actually
You can
cancel.
close the other article. It was basically the same thing.
Oh, same thing? Same
But
thing?
yes, it would seem that after all these years, it looks like, take into account, this game was never announced or spoken of. They were basically just saying, we're working on something, and we were hoping that it would be the return of one of the best first-person shooters we ever played next to Doom. And then the guy leaves, and the entire thing gets shut down. So
I
just
have
in
to go
case-
now. My planet needs me.
So just in case, like the injury had barely scathed over, and then they showed up with a knife and a piece of glass and just carved it open
And then
right
they
in
took
front
a
of
piece
me.
of glass, and then they left it there. And they gave a little mwah, boo-boo kiss right there on the glass, not even on the part of the flesh.
Hello,
My
Shelley
bro-
Fitzgerald. Thank
Hello,
you for joining
Shelley.
us.
Shelly, welcome to the Ravens flock. Thank you for being here.
My brother in Christ, how much more was... Every time I think EA is going to get his crap together, they go and do this. You gotta understand. Years ago, when they announced, yeah, we're not doing Titanfall 3 because they said, and I quote, Apex Legend changed the landscape of the company forever. Translation, this game is making so much money, we don't have to risk anything else.
Yeah, no, apparently.
Apparently not.
And then they go and do it again. And I'm just sitting here like, this is like...
Played us like a damn fiddle!
This is like going to a con and seeing Mick Gordon walk away disappointed and go, Mick, what are you doing? And he goes, they hired me for a concert, but in the last second they made me bail. Sorry, broski, and just walks off.
well, on
Did that
the,
actually happen, or are you
No,
just bullshitting?
I'm just making it up. But you're still left disappointed because you're like, you're telling me we could have had Mick Gordon rocking out with a chainsaw in front of the stage.
That would have been
and you,
brilliant.
You went and screwed me over like
Crazy,
this.
but brilliant.
Why do you hurt me like this? Listen, you know what? On one hand, I'm kind of happy that I have so many games from other companies that actually give a crap about the consumer. But it feels like every single time, a glimmer of hope shines upon the Western industry, somebody just grabs their ass cheeks, spreads them open like Asura's wrath, and just
Then they treat-
rains.
No. What they do is they do that 1 hour after they drank an entire bottle of magnesium citrate. If you know what magnesium citrate does to you, it's used as an irrigation solution, folks. That stuff is nasty, but it'll also empty you out.
Well,
it will clean your colon or kill you trying.
I feel pretty empty myself. Not only me, though. Well-known YouTuber Wooly Versus from the Pat Stares At collaboration channel has been hurting for this for a while. When he found out, I swear to God, I saw that man's soul shatter and die in real time. Like,
I want to do a little thing of this clip from The Simpsons where Ralph, you know the one I'm talking about.
yeah,
Ralph,
you can see the exact moment when his
his
heart
heart
rips in two.
It's like, and
There.
Oh, that's
his heart
bad.
rips in half.
It's that meme picture of man who thought he had lost all hope loses additional bit of hope he didn't even knew he had.
But thankfully, there are still popular names in the world of video gaming that's still prospering despite itself, right?
Yes, indeed. Despite the industry's best efforts to commit Sudoku upon its own corpse.
Real quick, Nora's over here is telling you to suffer for being a Dragon Ball GT lover.
Never.
Never.
Listen, I will go down with the ship. I will acknowledge every single flaw GT had. But no one here can tell me that Super Saiyan 4 was not the hardest transformation the franchise has ever had. Blue looks like ass, and Ultra Entry looks like pale white ass.
It looks like silvery, pale white ass.
It looks like an ass covered in shiny mercury. Bite his shiny lily white metal ass. But I digress. As
right,
my
go on,
friend
Angel.
Joe said.
I was actually wondering, I don't know
What
if
is it, Juan?
sorry for
Swallow my own tongue there, brother.
if Amy Goodhart is still in the chat, I'm wondering if she's going to be live tonight. Because if she is, we'll go ahead and we'll redirect.
We always do enjoy some cross-promotion work.
right,
you know, like the one that we could have between Apex and Titanfall.
All right, Angel, go ahead and get to it. Me and Juan, we will not interrupt you.
Let's talk about some good news for once. Less than 24 hours ago, the good old boys and girls at Nintendo decided to deliver a showcase, dropping over 40 trailers of new games and not so new games coming to the Nintendo Switch. Because despite the fact that that thing's hardware has the potency of a potato battery, they have managed to somehow cram in more games than both
battery.
Sony and Microsoft combined, which is both amazing and incredibly depressing when you think about it.
40 games. Okay, we're not going to be able to get to all 40
Obviously
games,
not.
right?
But
No.
thankfully,
I'm gonna go to the
we
big
do.
announcements.
But thankfully, we do have time. Angel, if I swear to God, if you don't mention, I will slap you
Why wouldn't I say that?
because you hate me. I don't.
No, I love that shit.
Okay.
I love them balls.
Yes. Okay. In that case, I will go ahead and share the Games Hub website
do.
link to our fine folks in the chat so that y'all can follow along or read on your own time.
Indeed, Nintendo has kicked off the calendar year with a major and rare Nintendo Direct showcase, showing a bunch of future games for the Nintendo Switch in early 2003, as well as some unexpected welcome surprises. Of course, there was a lot of speculation about what we're going to get, but with 40 minutes of highlights, there was a lot more in store than people expected. They thought it was going to be just the Zelda show. Well, guess not. In fact, Zelda wasn't even the first trailer they showed. Shut your mouth, journalist gamer. It's time to talk about something we haven't seen, because apparently Nintendo has reached back into the past, into the little bag next to the GameCube, collecting dust in our closets, and decided to pull out all the good shit, starting with Pikmin 4 finally having a release date.
Hey!
Pikmin, can you believe this crap?
The game is coming out on July the 21st of 2023, and the trailer showcase that we have not only multiple astronauts to play with, we have a new kind of Pikmin, the Ice Pikmin. The little fellows can sacrifice themselves to freeze monsters from the inside out, freeze puddles of water to run in, and help your fellows create ice towers.
Yay.
On top of that, there's a bizarre entity that is basically a dog on two legs, and he can be used to crush obstacles and run through difficult terrain. As you can see on the picture, he's the guy on the right there that looks like a doggo.
I see it.
I see it. It's so cute.
We also got to see some really cool, interesting locales, some very big dungeons, and some really cool boss fights, like some massive monstrosities you need to put all your techniques, learning, and slave force to work with properly.
They're not slaves. They're your partners.
You're right, they're plants, they don't have feelings.
Wow.
Yeah, overall, I am very excited for this one. I like 3, I enjoyed 2. 1 was kind of rough around the edges, but I'm looking forward to 4 to see what's going down. Now then, there was some DLC about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but I'm not going to talk about that because I haven't played that game.
Masha.
Now,
Samba de Amigo!
Samba de Amigo Party Central is coming in summer 2023. Of all things, that game alone has not gotten much love. It's basically a rhythm game with maracas when you play as a little stylized monkey playing lots of Latino and Brazilian music and a bunch of remixes. Overall, looks pretty cool.
That's
Looking forward to
awesome.
it. Of all the things, we're getting something called Fashion Dreamer. It kind of looks like a Facebook game, I'm not going to lie.
We could skip over that one.
Dead Cells.
Dead Cells is getting an expansion.
Return to Castlevania.
Hey!
So, for those of you who don't know, Dead Cells is a roguelike game. It's an action hack and slash where every time you die, you get shunted right back to the beginning, but you keep only certain permanent upgrades. So you get slowly stronger, but more importantly, you get more skilled. The game is getting a massive overhaul with an expansion that lets you play the whole thing like a Castlevania game, with the music, weapons, and the enemies of the franchise available to you on March 6, 2023. Another thing that's coming back is a fantastic mystery slash action game called Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, where you play the part of a dead man whose soul can possess inanimate objects, trying to solve the mystery of your own murder.
So Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes, but with poltergeist instead of shooting people in the face.
Cool.
It's pretty good, has a fantastic story, beautiful music, highly recommended. Originally for the 3DS. Let's keep rolling with this baby. Splatoon 3 is getting an extension pass.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right. Splatoon is still a thing, folks.
Not only is it a thing, they are doing their best to make sure that it remains a thing. We're getting 2 new waves of paid DLC content known as Inkopolis, with a new explorable world with a bunch of more fashion stuff to buy, new features, and new modes.
Yay.
The iconic Squid Sisters will perform in Inkopolis as a concert during the Splatfest competition. The first wave launches in spring 2023, which reminds me, we had a Splatfest. And even though we don't play Splatoon, I gotta ask, what is your favorite chocolate? Dark, milk, or white?
White.
Dark.
Milk won.
Okay.
Okay.
You see, I'm okay with this. But, like, going to Splatoon Squid Kid War with
Yes,
my friends.
we are
over
going to war.
Something silly like what kind of chocolate do you think is best?
Every single Splatfest has been some really dumb, silly question. Like the one that nearly started fights was mayonnaise or ketchup.
Both.
I'm not surprised.
One of them actually,
dude, I mean,
one of
salchipapas, I mean,
one
come
of the
on.
hosts got angry because the other Squid Girl said, "Yeah, dude, it's just fruit jam." No, I mean tomato is a fruit. You're basically turning it into jam. There you go. It's fruit. It's not fruit jam. And they go into an actual near fight. And
It's 2023, Angel. We don't call tomato a fruit.
Yes, we do.
We call it the tomato fruit. You gotta be fancy and shit.
The tomato capsule.
Following this, we got a surprisingly surreal teaser for a new piece of Splatoon content known as the Side Order. It's part of the expansion pass, but nothing else has been known. It's a story thing. And speaking of expansions, we get another platforming game called Disney's Illusion Island. It's basically a glide jumping platformer made by the guys who made the new Rayman games. So their personal style is seen. So you play as Donald, Goofy, Minnie, or Mickey, or with 4 players doing a lot of platforming and jumping challenges. And they put a lot of interesting
Is Goofy hanging off of a damn donut?
yes.
Yes.
They all
That
have
is so cool.
They all have different mechanics on how they run and jump. Like when Mickey jumps, his extension is a rocket launcher. Minnie pulls out a parasol. Goofy pulls out a giant mustard bottle and propels himself with a jet. And Donald just flaps his wings because he's a
He's
duck.
a duck.
He can do that.
He can flap.
So yeah, it looks pretty charming, very interesting, but no idea if there's any plot on that one to begin with.
It seems promising.
Okay.
July 28th.
Now, Harmony Follows Reverie is basically a game about feelings, but feelings don't matter because you know what matters?
What matters?
Our dad has gotten drunk and destroyed all the stars in the sky, and we gotta make new stars.
What?
Grab your ball, little prince. It's time to roll your Katamari.
Yes!
Na 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 na. That's right. We love Katamari.
The Katamari Damacy freaking games. We're showing our weeaboo flags and we're flying them high and proud right next to our pirate flags.
The very definition of sometimes you gotta let the Japanese make some weird shit. We love Katamari. The ever successful and much beloved sequel to Katamari Damacy is coming to Nintendo Switch as a remaster. Fun fact. What I told you was the plot of the first game. You know what the plot was of the second game?
What?
What was
My
Bob's second?
son, it is I, your dad, the king of all cosmos. I speak in record scratch. Listen, the first game was really, really popular, so we made another one. Go roll shit. I'm not kidding. That's it. That's the entire concept.
It literally went, everybody loved when you played this game the first time. We're doing it some more. Go have fun.
Yep. The remaster will come out in the 2nd of June of 2023. And now it's time to talk porting. Scroll down a little bit. That's right. Instead of making new games, they decided we're going to take a bunch of old games that people
Atlas
love,
Studios.
and we're going to toss all that shit in there and remaster it. The first 3 E3 and Odyssey games are being remastered for Switch. These games
Okay.
are fucking brutal.
Okay.
They are first-person dungeon crawlers where you pick up your crew from an expanding list of mercenaries with skills and strengths and basically go explore for treasure.
That's
Yay.
actually pretty cool. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't this also part of a byproduct of what Nintendo Direct also announced with the game, some of the Game Boy games being ported over to the Switch?
That is correct. I'll be getting there in just a second after we announce that after 2 delays, Advance Wars 1 and 2, the anime cutesy time war simulator, is finally coming to the Switch.
Holy crap.
About damn time.
Sensitivity-based delay. What the hell does that even mean?
Essentially, the first game was announced during the time where some real-life events went down. And Nintendo is like, we shouldn't announce the war game when there's a war going on. So maybe we should
okay.
wait a little bit. And then Nintendo is like, it's 2023. Is the war still going on? Yeah. And then they went, fuck it. Let's do it anyway.
You know what other war's still going on? In Dreamland.
That's right. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, returns.
Deluxe.
Next up, the new trailer shows up, and this time not only is it a return for the Nintendo Wii original remaster, it induces an epilogue featuring Magalore, who turns out to be the secret final boss of the first game. So you get to play as the little guy right now. There will be a demo available today.
Oh, shit!
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Good
It'll
luck.
be launching February 24th. And this is what you were just mentioning, Jose.
That's
Right.
right.
Game Boy games from the original Game Boy and Game Boy Advance will be porting over into the Nintendo Switch.
The list includes Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, to 6 golden coins, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, DX, Gargoyle's Quest, Game & Watch Gallery 3, Alone in the Dark, seriously? Metroid 2, Wario Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Line. There will be, of course, other games like The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Kirby's Stealth and Rumble, and Pokemon Trading Card Game. Like, they are just dumping a lot of
Everything.
games.
And like we said, for the Game Boy Advance games, we're getting a list includes Super Mario Advance Advance 4, WarioWares Inc. Mega Micro Games,
Yeah!
Kururin, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, and Legend of Zelda.
Oh
The
my
Minish
god!
Cap.
I
Nice.
love Mario Kart Super Circuit. That was
There you
such
have
a
it.
fun game.
So we're getting content, and I mean content with a capital C. Now it's time for something that a lot of people have been waiting for some time. See, Metroid 4 was announced years ago, and there has been not a peep of the franchise ever seen. After that, we had Metroid Prime, which was a massive success, and then we had the most recent one, Metroid Dread, which was an even bigger success. I am happy to announce that the original first-person Metroid Prime is being remastered for Nintendo Switch.
Hell
Yeah!
Hopefully, as a precursor for 4, the game is now retextured and rebuilt with new features like dual stick controls. Oh, it arrived.
It's
today.
out now!
Okay,
It's
fine.
out right now!
They pulled a hi-fi rush on us!
Okay, I don't know where this is coming from. When they just went, yeah, screw it, just dump it in. Let's not waste much money on marketing. But I am digging this already.
Batten Kaitos 1 and 2 HD
Batten
remasters.
Kaitos, the turn-based RPG for the GameCube of all things. You guys don't know about this one because this one came and went, but it had a very striking art style that resembles stained glass, and the entire game runs on cards. Your weapons, your armor, your food, your items, they are all cards with different values, and you build yourself a deck to fight the turn-based battles with. And the weapons would change. Your food would ripen, or it would spoil and become rotten and lose or gain values depending on it. Your clothing would
nice.
gain or lose durability the more you use it. There was actually a very in-depth card game system with an incredibly good story about a man with an artificial wing trying to reach a paradise in the sky, and something about dragons or some shit. Overall, it was one of the prettiest games for the GameCube. In fact, it was to its detriment. It was so pretty that the game would lag and combat was slow because of the very lavish fighting animations.
It was too pretty for its own good.
Yeah.
Hopefully
it
we'll solve
was.
that. But yeah, no, it had a very distinct, unique style that I just cannot describe to you. It looked like a fairy tale book. In fact, give me 1 second to show you the cover of the game so you can see what I mean. Give me a minute.
Sure. And
Batten
pull it up
Kaitos.
and message it to me so I can show to people.
Yeah, give me a second here. This fucking piece of shit, my God.
By all means. Oh man, we are getting
spoiled for the Nintendo.
We are
Nintendo
getting
content.
some good shit right here, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Also,
The
I'm-
remastered version of Metroid Prime. I remember playing the demo on the original GameCube.
It was
when
fun, wasn't it?
It was a lot of fun. I would go so far to argue is that perhaps it's something that we can add to our backlog of games for Los Amigos Play.
I don't see why no, but fair warning, I fucking suck at ball. Okay, I can't share the image with one, but look at this style, and it looks like a picture book. It's beautiful.
It looks pretty
The
awesome.
game itself is gorgeous, has amazing fidelity, and some of the most creative design for Sky Islands I've ever seen. So, for once, I am so happy that it's coming around, and I look forward to people being very baffled by the story when it comes out, too. And I hope you motherfuckers enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you're going to be playing some card games, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
Fantasy Life is finally getting a sequel. The beloved Nintendo DS game is about basically a major sequel of the game. The game is called The Girl That Steals Time. You become an adventurer, basically going to this town, and a variety of is Animal Crossing with an adventure twist, let's be honest.
Later in 2023, now we're getting a sequel to Professor Layton.
Of all things, Professor Layton, called, well, we don't have a name for it yet.
New World of Steam.
The New World of Steam. Fun fact, the previous game was a world of puppetry. The man seems to go basically to the old school timey worlds, and some good stuff happening with them puzzles. So if you enjoyed it, I hope you will enjoy it again. Yep. It's time for more racing.
Well, even greater racists.
That's
by
right.
having a new expansion, Wave 4 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, as part of our Booster Course Pass. Hell yeah.
The latest booster course for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe arrives in spring 2023, as well as introducing a new track inspired by Yoshi's Island. It will also feature Birdo as a new playable racer.
That's right.
This is definitely something I will factor in our next subathon in April.
Oh, you will. And of course, last but certainly not least, finally, another long-awaited trailer of The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
One of the few direct sequels to its predecessors. Legend of Zelda has had their continuity. Let's face it, there's no continuity. Don't try to make sense of it.
There was a line here. It's gone now. Help.
But there's a lot of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff because there's time travel involved in there, and some of these things are canon and some are not. This one is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, which, if I'm not mistaken, was made for the Wii U and the Switch.
That's right.
And now...
And it killed the Wii U because it was too powerful.
It was too powerful for the Wii U.
It was too powerful.
And not only did we get the this brand new awesome trailer, we got the release date, May 12th, 2023.
On the trailer, for what little shown of the story, the implication is that Ganondorf has returned, fully aware and conscious of himself, and as Zelda claims, I'm not sure you'll be able to stop him. But that doesn't matter, because Link can now use his new, demonically possessed, whatever the hell arm, to manipulate the environment
devil
around
arm.
him. Yes, to create vehicles. We see him build what seems to be a makeshift hot rod
built
car.
He built a Kamen Rider a motorbike.
He built himself a bike. We also see him riding what seems to be a massive car, a hoverboard, and, well, some bizarre flying object to reach a higher tier. Which means that now, the already impressive open world is going to become even more open-ended, as you can now go both up, down, and sideways. That being said, for $70, that game better suck me good.
Oh, no,
Listen,
it will.
I will not. I'm sorry. I don't have $70 to spend. I'm going to wait for a bit.
Oh, no, of course.
I'm going to clear my backlog, finish off all the other games I haven't done yet.
Right.
But overall, though, the game looks fantastic. Link's arm makes me think of things, and the way that the logo is shaped, it uses the same symbology as the Twilight Realm. I don't know what this means,
It would be so cool.
but
if there
don't do
was-
this. Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Give me hope.
Don't give me hope.
Don't give Angel hope.
We were given hope earlier this week when the Nintendo Direct announced the Katamari Damacy game. It was like it has this whole long ass name like Royal Reverie at the end.
Yes.
We love Katamari plus World Royal Reverie. It was such a long and convoluted,
Yeah, it's pretty
stupid
long.
name.
You know what I
but
love, though?
Loved it.
You know what I love? The fact is, as of now, the Twilight Princess manga is still going. The artist and the writer, with permission of Nintendo, are doing an official manga, and they're getting really into it. So here's the thing, though. Turns out that the writer and the artist, she is a hardcore Link and Midna shipper. And I mean, she is into that shit. So she basically...
Damn!
So
Nice.
she's like, she's using this manga to basically put in all the romance she wanted. And I'm like...
And Nintendo is paying me to do it.
I'm like, you
and
know
I'm
what?
getting away with it.
I'm pretty sure this didn't happen in the game, but I'm pretty happy that it's happening here.
Yeah.
My man.
This is one of those few moments where an author's self-insert
It works.
fantasy
It's better.
works.
Hire this
because
woman, Nintendo.
It works towards a common consensus that the fan base already has. There's a lot of weird fans who ship Midna with Link in the Legend of Zelda fandom. Tell me, is she princess form or imp form?
Yes.
Yes.
I knew it.
Okay. Juan, I want you to think about this very carefully. I want you to think about this very carefully because I want you to think about this from the point of view not just of a human being, but of a heterosexual, virile man with a working libido. Midna's imp form is about this big.
Yeah.
60% of her body is ass.
Jesus, Angel.
Awesome.
No!
I want you to think. No, you don't need to think. I want you to imagine.
I don't need to imagine.
And besides, she can switch between both forms of will, so it doesn't really matter.
Wait, she can switch between both forms in the
At the end of the game, she turned back to human. She can literally use that power to go to imp whatever she wanted to at the end, when the curse was broken.
Dude, that's awesome.
You didn't know?
No, I thought. I mean, like in the manga. That's what.
Oh no, in the manga she's still imp. Like we're following the story of the game.
Good.
Which means
I was about to say, like, we're not gonna do any Final
No.
Fantasy VII remake where we're throwing in Death Eaters.
Thankfully,
Dementors
no, we're not getting there. It's following
We're
the story.
just getting smut.
The question is, how is it going to end? Is it going to end exactly the same as the other game and break our hearts all over again? Or is it going to be a different ending? Who knows?
Naruto calling us nasty. Yeah, we nasty. And guess what? You nasty too. And guess what?
You're the
Every
one
nerd,
listening to us.
There are nerds that are nasty.
Listen, all I'm saying is, she's the overpowered, magically enchanted princess of the Twilight Kingdom. She has an arm of magical force that can literally grip tons of weight, and she's powerful enough that she nearly killed Ganon as a beast form. Any sex you have with that creature is 100% consensual.
Yeah.
More to the point, totally your own fault. I mean,
Also,
anything that's broken from you, you do that knowingly and willingly.
Also, she's royalty. You can't say no. Like
You can't
it's
say
against
no
the
to
law.
royalty.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But point in case is, it seems that one of the most popular pairings in the Zelda fandom is technically coming through to the manga being written officially by somebody who decided, you know what? No. Life is good, but it can be better.
Oh my goodness! And with that, we've reached the end of our program. I think we pretty much covered all bases.
Yeah,
here.
we covered everything. And
Thank you so much. Thank
was
you.
pretty
And we
good.
haven't run long either. Holy
Just a-
crap, I thought I was going to run this long with telling Greg Jackson Onision to go piss up a rope.
No,
Nah, you're
for
good,
you
man. Don't
see,
worry about it.
By
just
the way, Greg, go piss up a rope.
for you see, our anger burns hot, but it burns brief. But our wrath, it simmers deep beneath the soil, waiting for the day when it can burst again.
Yeah.
Yes, we're,
So you wrote.
Nora's calling us Roshi
Why are you
Purse.
calling a pervert? I'm a martial arts master. Shut your mouth.
Oh no, she's calling me a Roshi perp because it's because I'm bald.
Oh,
it's
so
'cause
we
he
got
got-
discrimination now. Is
Also,
that
he's
how
got
this
the
is?
sweet sunglasses.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're being discriminated like this.
Excuse me, but it takes quite a bit of difference to tell apart between the perverts and the connoisseurs.
Anyways.
We are not perverts. We are super perverts. Get that shit right.
So, folks, thank you very much.
Strongest perverts in the universe.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight. Just a couple of standard announcements. So we'll for our programs for next week. Actually, yeah, no, we will be I'm glad to have you back, Angel, because we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Bayonetta 3, won't we?
That's right. We are now in ancient Egypt, literally playing shadow games. We gotta find out what's going on there with the 6-year Egyptian me.
Cleonetta. Cleopatra,
Oh,
Bayonetta.
I'm sorry, I
Cleonetta.
forgot to mention. There was also an announcer for Bayonetta, The Witch and the Forest. And guess what? I'm not going to spoil it because you guys haven't seen the ending yet, but it is a prequel to everything. You play as child Bayonetta,
Cereza.
and guess who she finds in the trailer?
Jean.
Cheshire.
Don't spoil us any further.
I can't say anything else.
Well, it's a demon who
Yeah.
signs contracts with Umber Witches, I guess.
So speaking of which, Angel, when can we watch Los Amigos play?
Well, you may watch Los Amigos play in this channel every Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., where I perform my gameplay feats, surrounded by my ever-faithful and companions, my beloved peanut butter gallery.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter gallery. I mean, we do go together like peanut butter, don't we?
Exactly,
Like
and
peanut
just
butter
like
and
peanut
hot
butter,
dogs.
and just like peanut butter
would
will kill you with an allergy.
Exactly.
Ow.
Wait, yes.
And if we have any wrestling fans out there, you can tune into my show every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube and Twitch called Wrestle Rewind, where I review the best and the worst of WWE's NXT, All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. You can watch us as I give the play-by-play on all the matches and all the segments, while Juan tries to keep his composure behind the camera.
I try to keep stuff from falling apart. Namely, my sanity. Jose does his best to destroy it. he usually wins. It's
Oh,
not even funny.
So you accidentally dropped a male manga magazine. Nice try, but I've been on the internet. I've seen things that make that shit look tame.
Oh!
I have stuff. By the way, never look up AMV Hell divided by 0.
You know what the weirdest thing is, though?
What?
The first yaoi I remember, because it's stuck in my head, was a really well-made fan art of all things, Lucemon and Myotismon from Digimon.
That is.
It was
so-
complete
weird.
nonsense, but it was very well drawn, and I'm like, I mean, on one hand, props to the artist. On the other hand, what?
Yeah. All right, let me try to segue back
Let's
to it
just go
because
back to-
Juancho, that's not the only thing that you have, is it?
No, it's not the only thing that I have, thank God. What else I also have is the fact that I've also got my own show over here. Angel's got Los Amigos Play, Jose's got Wrestle Rewind. I've got The Black Files, our uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast. Usually, it's live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where I take us to the darker side of nerd culture. You saw a little hint of that with our headliner tonight, talking about that disgusting YouTube pedophile Onision. By the way, hi Greg, go fuck yourself. Point is, usually I get to have the not so fun stories. I despaired on Wednesday when I was like, okay, I actually pulled up on Twitch. Hogwarts Legacy wasn't even officially out, and it was already number 2 on streaming. Like, you know what? Technically, I'm talking about Hogwarts Legacy. Fine, I'll just go where the money's at.
To
I'm
be
going to
fair,
take our
though-
Twitch stream and make it Hogwarts Legacy because of that. Fuck it. And then I took a whole bowl full of cereal that was loaded with sugar and downed it and tried to drown it with freaking... Oh yeah, no. This is the bowl of crow that Jose and I ate last
We
on
eat from this
Thursday.
bowl every time that we do or say something that gets proven wrong.
Once you get past the gag reflex, it's not so bad. But basically, I calmed the hell down afterwards. But as you can see here on the Ravens Flock, we cover a bunch of news in the world of nerd culture and pop culture. On the Black Files, we just focus in on one story. This past week, I talked about Hogwarts Legacy. Before that, we talked about goddamn R. Kelly. But we talk about the darker underbelly, the seedy underbelly of nerd culture on the Black Files, so we can cut to the heart of the matter. We don't hold back our opinions, but we also don't skimp on the facts. If you would like to be granted access and clearance to the Black Files, tune in every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
All
right
right.
here on this channel.
And of course, tune into our main show, The Ravens Flock, every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Twitch. We, the motley crew of nerds, myself, Angel Mendez, Juan Arouse, will gather around and we will discuss the latest topics and the latest news circulating in the world of geek culture. Whether it's busy or slow, or hell, whether it's a ghost town, it doesn't matter, because there's always something to talk about, and we'll be here to share it with each and every one of you. And we appreciate you watching right now and engaging with us on the chat. Everything that we have been doing with our shows, our subathons, all the content that we've been putting out from our visits to nerd events and conventions, everything that we've been doing is all part of our determination from 2013 to make your voice our mission. With that being said, Juan, plug us away.
Don't mind if I do. Folks, thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of The Ravens Flock, hosted by Jose Casabona, Angel Mendez, and yours truly, Juan Arouse, as we bring you the latest news in the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between, and strive to continue to make your voice our mission. Tune in every Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or the follow button, ring the notification bell, become an inner flocker by hitting the join button. It's only $4.99 a month. It goes directly to us in order to help support this channel. And until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/The Ravens Flock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/The Ravens Flock Online, Twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock Online, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/The Ravens Flock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock. And don't forget, folks, do not go anywhere, because we're going to redirect you immediately after the end of the show to In the Closet with Amy Goodhart, already in progress.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another exciting live edition of our flagship platform. Nerds watching all over the internet. We are the Ravens flock, and to Onision I say, fuck you.